Welcome to Revenge Return, where love is never simple, revenge is never accidental, and every story unfolds with secrets, betrayal, and emotional twists you won't see coming. This is where the story begins. I was grading essays when my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Is this Rebecca Chen? The voice was professional, clipped. This is Diana Reeves from Coastal Federal Mortgage. I'm calling regarding a refinance application on 847 Maple Grove Road. My pen stopped mid-correction. I'm sorry, what? You're listed as co-applicant on a cash-out refinance. $340,000. We need to schedule your income verification appointment. The room tilted slightly. I didn't apply for anything. There was a pause. The kind of pause that changes everything. Ma'am, I'm looking at your signature right here on the application. Dated March 15th. March 15th. I was in Seattle at a teaching conference. Nowhere near a loan officer. I need you to email me that application, I said. My voice sounded far away, like it belonged to someone else. Right now. The attachment loaded on my phone. There was my signature. Sort of. Victor, he was wrong, too looped, too confident. My real signature slants left from years of grading papers hunched over a desk. This one stood upright, almost proud. And there, in the co-applicant section, was my sister Jennifer's handwriting. I'd seen it on birthday cards and Christmas lists for 38 years. The way she makes her E's, that little flourish on the J. Ms. Reeves, I said carefully. I need you to stop this application immediately. That's not my signature. And I need the name of your fraud department. I heard computer keys clicking. Then silence. Then, ma'am, I'm transferring you to our compliance officer. The compliance officer's name was Robert Kemp. He had the measured tone of someone who'd seen this before. Miss Chen, I'm going to ask you some questions. Do you have any ownership interest in 847 Maple Grove Road? Yes. I own it. Completely. Solely. More keyboard sounds. And your sister Jennifer Chen, she also submitted a quitclaim deed showing she inherited 50% from your parents in 2019? My mother's perfume. That's what I smelled in that moment, though she'd been dead 5 years. White shoulders, cloying and insistent. Mom died in 2019. Dad followed 6 months later. The house went to me. Just me. It said so in the will I'd watched them sign at the kitchen table, the same table where Jennifer used to help me with algebra homework. Mr. Kemp, my parents left the house to me exclusively. I have the will, the probate documents, the recorded deed. All in my name only. I'm going to need you to send those to me. Today. I sent them from my school laptop during lunch period. The will. The probate court order. The deed recorded with the county on November 3, 2019. My name alone in official font. 2 hours later, Kemp called back. Miss Chen, we're opening a fraud investigation. The quitclaim deed your sister submitted appears to be falsified. The notary seal is suspicious. We're also finding discrepancies in the income documentation. What income documentation? Your sister listed herself as a real estate consultant earning $180,000 annually. She provided tax returns showing that income. Jennifer worked retail at Nordstrom. Maybe $45,000 a year if she got good commission. She fabricated tax returns? We're referring this to the IRS as well as local law enforcement. Ms. Chen, I need to ask, did you give your sister permission to apply for this loan? No. Did you give her permission to forge your signature? No. Did you have any knowledge of this application before today? None. I sat in my car in the school parking lot after the call ended. Students streamed past, backpacks bouncing, laughing about something I couldn't hear. My hands were shaking. I'd been treating my family like a slot machine. That's the gambler's fallacy. The belief that if you just keep feeding coins, keep pulling the lever, eventually you'll hit the jackpot. Eventually the love will come. The respect. The acknowledgement that you exist as something other than the practical one, the reliable one, the one who becomes invisible while everyone else shines. Jennifer was the beautiful one. The charming one. The one my parents showed off at parties. When I got my master's degree, Mom said, "That's nice, honey," and then spent 40 minutes telling her book club about Jennifer's new haircut. I'd kept feeding the machine. Hosting holidays. Paying for Dad's medication when Jennifer couldn't quite cover it this month. spending my spring breaks cleaning out the house after they died while Jennifer was too emotionally devastated to help. And now she tried to steal the house itself. I hired an attorney that evening. Margaret Sato had sharp eyes and sharper questions. Walk me through exactly what happened. I showed her everything. The fraudulent application. The forged signature. The fake quitclaim deed. Margaret studied the documents with increasing interest. Your sister made several critical mistakes. First, she used a notary seal that was reported stolen 2 years ago from a UPS store in Riverside. Second, she backdated the quitclaim to 2019 but used a deed template that didn't exist until 2021. The form number is wrong. Third, she listed you as co-applicants, which required the lender to verify both incomes. If she just forged a deed transferring full ownership to herself, this might have gone further before detection. So what happens now? Now we document everything. We file a police report. We notify the mortgage company formally that you're pursuing criminal charges. We protect your property with a lease pendens. And we wait for the dominoes to fall. The first domino fell 3 days later. Jennifer called me screaming. What did you do? The mortgage company canceled everything. I have contracts, Rebecca. I have commitments. I was in my classroom reorganizing my bookshelf. I put down the copy of To Kill a Mockingbird I was holding. You forged my signature. It's the family home. Mom and Dad wanted us to share it. Mom and Dad put it in the will. Just my name. You saw the will at the reading. That was a mistake. They were old. They didn't understand what they were signing. I felt something crack inside me. Not break, clarify. Like ice crystallizing into a perfect, sharp structure. Jennifer, you committed fraud. You forged documents. You fabricated tax returns. You used a stolen notary seal. The mortgage company has referred this to law enforcement and the IRS. Silence. Then, you wouldn't. I already did. She hung up. My mother called 2 hours later. Except my mother was dead. It was my Aunt Carol, my mother's sister, who'd absorbed all Mom's manipulation tactics like a genetic inheritance. Rebecca, your sister made a mistake. Family forgives family. She forged my signature and tried to steal a $340,000 asset. She was going to use that money to start her consulting business. She was going to pay you back. I almost laughed. With what income? She makes $45,000 a year at Nordstrom. She fabricated $180,000 in tax returns. Aunt Carol's voice went cold. You're destroying her life over paperwork. I'm protecting myself from someone who committed multiple felonies. The detective assigned to the case was named Marcus Webb. He had gray hair and tired eyes and looked like he'd seen every variation of family betrayal human creativity could produce. Ms. Chen, I've reviewed the documents. This is textbook mortgage fraud, identity theft, and forgery. The notary seal alone is a separate felony. I need to ask, has your sister made any threats? Just phone calls. Screaming. My aunt trying to guilt me. Any attempts to access the property? Not yet. I'm going to recommend a restraining order. People get unpredictable when their schemes collapse. The restraining order was granted within a week. Jennifer was prohibited from contacting me or coming within 500 feet of my home or workplace. She violated it 3 days later, showing up at the school parking lot as I was leaving. Security cameras caught everything. Her screaming. Her pounding on my car window. Her face twisted into something I didn't recognize. You're ruining my life, she shrieked. I had plans for that money. Do you know what I promised people? Campus security escorted her away. She was arrested for violating the restraining order. The procedural cascade was methodical, almost beautiful in its precision. Step 1. The IRS opened an investigation into the fabricated tax returns. Jennifer had claimed $180,000 in income. She'd actually earned $43,000. That's tax fraud, pure and simple. Step 2. The California Department of Real Estate investigated the stolen notary seal. They traced it to Jennifer's boyfriend who worked at the UPS store where it was stolen. He was charged as an accessory. Step 3. The mortgage company filed a suspicious activity report with FinCEN. Attempting to obtain $340,000 through fraud triggers federal banking regulators. Step 4. The district attorney filed criminal charges. 3 counts of forgery. 1 count of grand theft, 1 count of identity theft, 2 counts of filing false documents. Each charge carried a potential sentence. Each charge created its own paper trail, its own court date, its own consequence. I created something I called the ghost ledger. Not for the court. For me. The ghost ledger emotional costs. Years called the practical one while Jennifer was the star. Cost equals identity never recovered. Dad's funeral where I arranged everything while Jennifer couldn't handle it. Cost equals grief stolen. Family dinners where my promotion was nice, and Jennifer's new boyfriend got 90 minutes. Cost equals self-worth depleted. Every time I was the free therapist for mom's complaints about her own life. Cost equals boundaries never established. Cleaning out the house alone for 3 months while Jennifer was too devastated. Cost equals 280 hours of life non-refundable. The total? Incalculable. But now I knew what the accounting looked like. Families aren't vending machines. You can't keep inserting emotional labor and expect connection to dispense. Sometimes the machine is broken. Sometimes it was never designed to give you what you need. 6 months later, Jennifer took a plea deal. 5 years probation. $340,000 in restitution that she'd never be able to pay. Loss of her notary commission. A felony record. Her boyfriend got 2 years for his role in the notary seal theft. Aunt Carol stopped calling after I told her I'd be happy to provide the prosecutor with her voicemails pressuring me to drop charges. I sold the house. Not because I had to, but as I wanted to. Because it had never been about the house. It had been about worth. About boundaries. About refusing to be the slot machine that gave and gave while getting nothing back. I bought a condo near the beach. Small mine paid in cash. My savings account, freed from the constant drain of family emergencies and temporary help, had grown to 6 figures. I booked a trip to Iceland. I'd always wanted to see the northern lights. The account is closed. The balance is 0. And I am finally in the black.